But time for other things. It's 24 minutes past the hour here on WFLA. Digital Dynamic. Joining me in studio, Dustin Rivest with App Innovators. I got your website pulled up here.
Oh, nice.
And good to see you.
Good to see you, man. How you been?
Cool website.
Thank you.
I keep telling everybody that if you're in the business that you're in, go to the website and you'll learn a lot just by letting it do its thing.
Exactly.
We've been talking about ways to try and help small businesses out there, businesses in general, embrace the digital technology that's available. And you and I were trading a little email last night. You said that there are tools available now that can help businesses become a little bit more efficient. And I've always believed that, you start with effectiveness. If you find what's effective, then you find the efficient way to do it.
Absolutely.
And that's what applies here with a lot of technology. Where should businesses be looking to make sure they're embracing everything and leveraging it to their benefit?
Absolutely. A lot of businesses and a lot of people, they think that technology might put a damper on things and it might take a little bit longer to acclimate to, but it's there to make things a lot easier. Things such as even how many people do a mileage log. Now they have an app where you can track your mileage when you start and you go. It keeps track of it. You can send it to your accountant. I know every year my accountant's asking me for my mileage log, and it's never 100% complete. So I'm always having to go back and think about my trips and stuff like that. But now there's apps out there that
You're
allow
kidding me.
It's nice and easy.
You pull up an app and you hit the button when you jump in the car, and then it tracks everything from there?
It tracks everything from there and keeps account of it. You can take pictures of your gas receipts and things like that. So expensing and keeping track of all your expenses is built into most of those apps as well. So it keeps things pretty easy.
One of the most complicated areas for businesses in this day and age is HR, human resources. And there are a lot of tools out there, and we're not trying to put anyone in the HR business out of business, but the bottom line is there are tools.
Definitely. There's a lot of tools for HR, there's a lot of tools for content management, project management. A big thing that we're starting to see is these project management tools pop up. There's things like Basecamp. So even if it's something as a window installer that has 4 or 5 teams out there, and they need to make sure that their teams are organized instead of having it on a chalkboard and writing things down, or instead of a spreadsheet, there's tools like Basecamp that allow them to create teams and have projects and assign clients to them, and it has all that information in there.
What do you say to the people, and generally they're going to be people in my age group, and I'll not identify myself as being an old man, but I'm getting closer. But older people tend to be very anal when it comes to they like things in writing.
Yep.
And we talked about this before, that transition for older established businesses into the digital age when they're used to having everything in writing. Now let's combine that, I'm going to throw you a curveball here, with the topic we've talked about before, which is the limit in storage space that's going to happen. How much paper backup do you have for all this stuff, or should you have for all this stuff?
I would definitely say, at least keep a couple years, depending on, what type of business you are. Obviously, some businesses, they have regulations and compliance issues, such as lawyers and tax accountants and things like that. But if you're just, a regular small business, it never hurts to have a few years worth of actual paper documents, whether you scan them in or not. It's always safer that way.
What about, for example, some of these applications we're talking about that help people manage a project, where you know who's assigned to what, you've developed some brainstorming notes and so forth. Should that get converted and at least printed out so that if you have a cataclysmic crash, you've got something to work from?
Well, what's really good about a lot of these project management tools is it has a lot of reporting features in it.
Okay. So
at the end of the week, you want to see, which teams performed best and how many projects got completed and, what materials were left out or you have left over. There's huge analytics that you can even print out and have that on hand.
Dustin Rivest with us from App Innovators, and again, the website appinnovators.com. You can get a lot of help from them to embrace this technology, help optimize your mobile site, make sure rather your website is optimized for mobile use. Let's talk about mobile for a second. Mobile payment systems, that's like all the rage. I was blown away. A couple years ago, I ran across somebody and I said, "How do I pay you?" And he's like, he plugs this thing into his phone and he goes, "Swipe," and it was just like that. And it's changed a lot since then.
It's changed a lot. It's helped start a lot of small businesses. There's barbershops that they have a little iPad and they don't have a register anymore. They can swipe their card, use their iPad, or even like people who are at a farmer's market or bands who are touring. they can't carry around a cash register. All their merch people, they have an iPhone or an Android or an iPad, and they can type in what to charge the client and swipe their card.
Are there bad sides to this at all? I mean, are there dangers out there? Should a business owner be aware of, kind of like not all credit processing companies are the same when it comes to this stuff?
I really haven't ran across anybody or any articles of somebody selling something in a public setting that uses card swipers that's really had any issues with security, which is good to hear.
What about pricing? Do some places charge more than others for processing?
Yeah, you have the two main ones are QuickBooks. They have a little Intuit card reader, and then you have a company called Square. I think the website's SquareUp, and I want to say it's like 2.75% flat fee for every transaction. But a lot of these they have the built-in credit card processing companies behind the software, so you're not having to go out and get a merchant gateway and do a bunch of sign-up stuff.
Do most people build that into their pricing? The cost of that stuff, or do they just look at it as that's just the cost of doing business?
That's just the cost of doing business. I mean, I don't think I've really seen anybody, add an additional, 2 or 3% to it.
Okay. Folks, again, appinnovators.com is a great place to start, and if you want to talk to Dustin and his team over there, it's real simple. It's 566-3789, or you can go online, fill out a request right there, and sit down and visit and learn some things.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
We'd love to talk to some people. Give us a call.
Thanks so much. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Have a good week.
All right, Dustin Rivest joins us each and every Tuesday with the digital dynamics and tips. Help make your life a little bit easier, and don't be so scared of the technology that's out there. 30 minutes past 7.